See, the Chinese are learning Hindi and other languages from Pakistanis. The Pakistanis have officers stationed in China who are teaching them Punjabi and this thing. And they are, at the time of elections, tweeting. The Chinese are tweeting in Marathi and Punjabi and other things, right, about happenings in India. So none of the spaces is left. Information space, the physical space, the economic space. Look at what is happening to cybercrime. Cybercrime economy is $10.5 trillion. We are struggling to be a $5 trillion economy. But cybercrime across the world is $10.5 trillion economy this year. Now, what is the world doing about it? So, for our economic security, for the saving of our democracy, for our social order, for even warfare, we will need to have offense, defense, resilience. And I am not very sure what we are doing about it.
Okay, thank you, Brijesh. My mind goes back to when I was commanding a battalion in Uri. And we had radios, on the VHF. And the only way for us to do communication without being caught was that we would switch from Hindi to Marathi to Telugu to Tamil to some other language, because, we had in our Corps of Signals, we have a signal platoon, different people from different languages. So, I heard the Pakistani on the other side says, a ਹੋਰ किस्म दी मद्रासी बोलण लग पे ने, because for them the highest code language in India could be a Madrasi. But when they could not understand, because they had some people who could interpret, they said, but now this is not Madrasi, this is a ਹੋਰ किस्म दी Madrasi. So if you have to, Brijesh, build a defensive system for India, say if the other countries are taking India as a target and go for a cyber offensive or a cyber campaign, as a prelude to the main war that we are not going to talk about, because here we are talking about a very different level. How would you plan a cyber defense for the country?
Coming back to first the example that you were saying that they could not understand, Tamil or Madrasi. So today, I would use an OpenAI Whisper model, which would take any language of the world, 129 languages of the world. It can real time start giving me transcription, real time transcription. So any of the techniques that we were using earlier of probably using a language which they don't understand, AI has made it very, very easy. Now, how one would build a cyber defense is, first of all, to have basic innovation and basic R&D with us. I'm sorry to say that none of our institutes of eminence are either writing papers. How many patents on AI, generative AI or cybersecurity are coming out of our institutes of eminence? I don't know. China has a pipeline that each of the units is connected to a set of universities. If there is somebody who's working on firmware, then they are working on firmware. And then those guys know all the 0 days possible in every router and every firmware number. And they can infect anybody at will. If I was to develop, I would also develop offensive and defensive both capabilities. And for offensive capabilities, if you look at the 41 groups, which are the advanced persistent threat groups across the world, I doubt even if we have one.